Yo, what is up, guys? Today we're going to be checking out one of Zowie's new mousepad, the H-TR. I've been using this mousepad for about 2 months now, and I'm ready to give you guys my full review on this product. This is a brand new product from Zowie. The H-TR ships in a flat packaging, and out of the box, it laid perfectly flat on my desk. This is a 500 by 500 mousepad with a thickness of 3.5 millimeters. Very good craftsmanship on the pad. You get a below the surface stitching. You get a Zowie branding on the top left. You also get a new rubber base, which is now softer on the H-TR, and also the base is now significantly grippier compared to their previous base. Now I can say that the quality has significantly improved compared to the predecessor or their previous pads, and this is something that I am really happy about. The H-TR has a cloth surface that is textured. It's not abrasive or anything to the skin. I don't experience any sort of discomfort using this pad for a long period of time. It also has a tighter surface weave, which they claim reduces the glide inconsistency and also better durability. As someone who has been maining Zowie pads for a very long time, I do agree with this. As far as I can remember, my GSR2 and GSR SE Rouge felt fast out of the box, and after using them for several months, they slowed down by about 10%. Now, the H-TR out of the box feels a lot more consistent. The H-TR has a controlled static friction and controlled dynamic friction with excellent stopping power. The X and Y is not uniform. The X is faster than the Y, which I personally like for the games that I play. Also, the rubber base on the H-TR resembles something like an artisan soft in terms of feel. It is pretty squishy, quick on the rebound. If you're someone that puts a lot of pressure on the mouse pad, you might sink into the pad, but like I said, the rebound is really fast. But if you're the type to put a lot of pressure on the mouse, you might be better off getting something else like the GSR-SE Rouge or something else with a firmer base. One thing about the Zowie H-TR is that you might run into some compatibility issues. If you're thinking about buying the H-TR, I just want to let you guys know that you need to use full skates with this mousepad. If you are a dot skates enjoyer, it is a big no-no because you're not going to have a consistent gliding experience with this mousepad. The Zowie H-TR is very nice for any sort of TAC FPS. I really enjoy using this pad for games like CS2 and Valorant, mainly because it's slow and controlled. It's my type of pad. This mouse pad plays consistently and is very nice for flicking. I mentioned earlier that this pad has controlled static and dynamic friction. I don't have any sort of issue with micro adjustments. The surface does well with humidity and also stays pretty consistent. I also don't experience any sort of change to the glide even if it's a bit humid, so that is a good thing. I tried using this mousepad on tracking games like Marvel Rivals. My experience with the H-TR in this type of game is okay. In this type of game, I do prefer a balance pad. I don't have any issues with tracking on the H-TR, but I prefer something with lesser resistance when gliding my mouse. In my opinion, it's just not optimal for tracking games, and there's just better options in the market for tracking based games. When I'm gliding the mouse, I do feel like I'm carrying something. Perhaps I might be putting a bit more pressure on the mouse as usual, so that might be contributing to this feeling, something to keep in mind. Quick comparison for the H-TR and GSR2. Between the two, obviously, main difference is the sizing and the base. The GSR2 is smaller and has firmer base. It also feels a little bit faster to me. The GSR2 has lower static friction and less controlled dynamic friction. Tracking on the GSR2, in my opinion, is better compared to the H-TR. The H-TR, to me, on the other hand, does have a better stopping power and overall control. If you're using this pad, you're going to feel a lot more stable, especially when you're holding an angle or pre-aiming. I'd also like to add that the H-TR does feel a bit better, especially when it's humid. So if you value control, consistency, bigger size, and don't mind the soft base, then the H-TR is for you. Overall, the Zowie H-TR offers an excellent value proposition for the money. If you're looking for a control pad with a soft surface and you play TAC FPS like CS2 or Valorant, then this is something I can highly recommend for you. If you play tracking games mainly, then get something else. It's not that it's bad, it's just not optimal for this use case. I want you to have the right tool for the right job. You know what I'm saying? I think my only complaint about this pad is the availability. This is very hard to get in certain countries like Canada, for example. This is like Nvidia, always out of stock. For $50 though, you can't really go wrong with this mouse pad. And that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it helps.